This is your weekly market update for June 15th, and today's the 18th, and lots of news. I mean, lots of news, lots of moving parts here. First, yesterday, the new Fed chairman, Kevin Warsh, came out with his press conference, and I'll give you the 5 takeaways. Number one, of course, there's no rate change. We already knew that. Okay, that's pretty simple. This committee was split 99 between the ones that said held the rate steady and ones that were seeing a rate cut, and those who were seeing actually rate hikes. Okay, they kind of, let's say, split. Okay, and Warsh himself said, "I'm not going to tell you what I was going to do. It doesn't matter." The dot plot, this is this forecast stuff that they use. It's called like a Phillips curve, and it's for guidance. And here's the thing about really what he said. We've been using it. It's been wrong. So we got to really say, why are we using it? And we got to look at other methods, and maybe even private sector. Hey, wait a minute. You know what he said? He literally said this. He said that like our numbers for the unemployment rate have been wrong. Hey, Taylor, did I say that before? Well, the Fed Reserve Chair said that. I mean, he sees what I see, and I'm not like this PhD with all this gobbledygook stuff. Like, it was so obvious. Remember last week I said, how do we gain all these jobs for the last 2 months, but yet it stayed the same? Mm-hmm. That's some fuzzy math. That doesn't make sense. You know, doesn't make sense. He wants a task force. Now, here's what he wants for the task force. He wants to study the balance sheet, which is where they load up for mortgage-backed securities during the COVID craze. Okay, COVID craze. That created the supernova in the housing market. Not good. Okay. And then he wants more, here's the quote, more reliable data sources for productivity and jobs. He said jobs. Wow. And then he wants to figure out how AI is going to impact the numbers they get, which makes sense to me because of the transformation in technologies and their inflation approach, because they've been really, really off. I mean, literally, we all feel it, right? But the good news I'll get to it, oil and gas. And behind the scenes, Taylor guessed it too. What are we going to talk about, Taylor? She goes, oh, it's going to be oil. I go, God, you're smart. Man, smart. But, you know, they had the hawkish things, and everybody came away, and the markets freaked out yesterday, and they went down because they're inflation hawks. And today it's rallying because, you know, the memorandum of understanding with Iran created the market to go the other way. And the bond market kind of eased back down, but it's in a range because, honestly, because of oil, inflation is higher. Okay. And then he wants to get rid of, like, his statement is only 130 words. And the other statements for prior Fed chairs were over 300 words. What do you think, Taylor? You create our marketing stuff. That's a lot of words, over 300 versus 130, right? Mm-hmm. You know what he wants? He wants it to be simple. And he doesn't want anybody running around prognosticating this and that and the other thing. It's like, let's be quiet. Let's just figure out what we need to figure out here and give the people accurate information. I think that's probably a breath mint that the Federal Reserve needed. Okay? Good for changes here. All around, less is more. Don't you think, Taylor, less is more? Mm-hmm. And Taylor, let's talk about oil. Now, because I'm just looking at the oil markets right now, because I told you this, the oil markets right now, we're down to 74 a barrel. And this was just announced here that the vice president just announced that 12 million barrels have exited the strait already. So they're all getting out of Dodge here, and they're all unloading. So the contracts next year are saying that actually we're going to have a glut next year. What does that mean? Well, if that is true, which they, got all this oil sitting there in these tanks they're going to get out, we're going to have a radical drop in prices. I mean, how much radical? Well, we're in threes. What do you think, Taylor? In the twos? Do you think that'd be possible? If we have a glut? Yeah, I think it's possible, right? Yeah. Let's say mid to high twos. That's safe to say. We'll see if it comes. Let's look at 90 days, Taylor. What do you think? 90 days? Mm-hmm. We'll see what it goes. Which way? Twos? Mid-twos? What's your number?
Mid-twos.
Mid-twos. Okay. We're going to mid-twos, 90 days. We'll see. But with that, that's actually now the consumer price index is forecasting next year we're going to have actually deflationary pressures because of this. Because actually, in other countries around the world, it's been really bad. Like, we're good. In other countries, really bad. Like, sales and everything, like China, which is the second largest economy, it's been bad for high oil because they needed it. And we just been pumping it for ourselves and everybody else. So we're fine. So, but that's going to come across and push in the economy globally. So, I think it's big days. Big days. Yeah.